Welcome again to Joe Stunner Boxing. So Kenshiro Teraji stops HEKKIE BUDLER in the 9th round. He defends his WBA and WBC. What are they now? He's a super flyweight. I was going to say light flyweight, but it's super flyweight titles. WBA, WBC. He wants to unify, become undisputed champ, that is to say. But today he faced a very, very game-motivated opponent in HEKKIE BUDLER. Butler is 35 years old now, from South Africa, former two-weight champ, only 5'3" in height. But my goodness, what a game fella. He lost by stoppage, but he gave everything. You know, you can't knock the guy. I mean, South African boxing fans can be very proud of him. But this was really his sort of last run at the title, perhaps. In 2018, he lost to Hiroto Kayaguchi, who was undefeated at the time. He got stopped in 10 rounds. That was for the WBA super flyweight title. Then he didn't fight for about 2.5 years. Came back with 3 sort of wins against modest opposition. 2 of them were 12-rounders, so he got some rounds in. 1 on points for 2 of them. Then he knocked a guy out who I never heard of in 1 round. That was over in Johannesburg. That was early this year. But Kenshiro Teraji is an elite Japanese fighter. Very, very good fighter. And Budler brought it. I mean, he really, from the word go, he was on top of Teraji, looking to outwork him. His work was, he's a short guy, 5'3". Not that Teraji's, massive. I think Teraji's about 5'5", so a great deal in it. And he's 31 now, Teraji, the amazing boy he calls himself. But Budler was going to get in close, outwork him and try and rough him up, and he did that. And for the first 4 rounds I thought Butler was having some success, but it was noticeable from pretty much the start that Teraji has that Japanese style where he's quite stand up and he likes to fire straight punches, thread them through the offense of the opponent. Very thoughtful, doesn't waste punches, looks to land hurtful punches, but isn't really a one-punch knockout artist. I mean, he's now got 22 wins and just the 1 defeat, 14 KOs. He's probably got more power than that suggests, but he doesn't really go looking for a one-punch knockout. And also, if you consider back in 2021 when he lost to Masamichi Yabuki, he lost in 10 rounds, got stopped in 10 rounds, and then he won the rematch in 3. So he's proved also that he can face adversity and come back. So HEKKIE BUDLER bringing the heat wasn't really going to ruffle him, and it didn't. And gradually, as the rounds ticked by, even though Budler was the one coming in strong, trying to impose himself, Teraji never looked unnerved. He was able to, use his feet quite well, pretty much controlled the range, but wasn't uncomfortable up close either. And he started to bang punches to the body. Budler punched to the body as well, but nothing seemed to sort of dent Teraji. And Teraji very gradually took over, I think, in the middle rounds. He started to, once the Budler's gas tank was not empty, but once the sort of high octane work rate diminished a little bit, Teraji was able to go to work, and he did go to work. He started to fire very hurtful punches in bunches, nice combinations, like I say, to the body as well as the head, using both hands. And you could tell that he was just getting on top. Now, I thought Budler might last the distance, but the boom was lowered in the 9th. And at the start of the 9th, it seemed to me that Teraji felt, okay, he's ready to go now. I'm going after him. And Teraji did seem to be looking for the knockout. Not with one punch. Again, these were combinations. But he really, from the start of the 9th round, he put the heat on Budler. And by the 2nd minute, Budler was looking ragged and beginning to sag, and then I think Teraji got him on the ropes, unloaded. I mean, just really beat the crap out of him. Budler couldn't fire back, tried to, was sagging badly on the ropes. There were a lot of unanswered punches, probably about 15, I'd guess, 20 unanswered punches, something like that. The referee stepped in and stopped the fight, quite rightly. Budler, he'd given everything, nothing to be ashamed of. He complained about the stoppage, but I agreed with it. I thought it was a fair stoppage. And fair play to Budler. He went over to Teraji, congratulated him, held his hand up, gave him a hug. He's behaved like a man should. And Teraji had that Japanese gentlemanship as well. It was a good fight, a good solid performance from Teraji, who is a very, very good fighter. I don't see any reason why he can't reign for a little bit longer. Will he get the undisputed match? I don't know. But at light fly, did I say it was super fly? It's light fly. Excuse me. If I said it was a super fly, these were super fly belts. It's light flyweight. My mistake. I do beg your pardon. He held WBA and WBC light flyweight, 108, 108 pounds, and he really dominated. And I think he's prepared to dominate this division. He didn't look to me like he needed to move up. He looked like he's happy at light fly. He can make 108 pounds. And Budler, is he at the end of his career at 35? Probably at world level, yeah, but he's got nothing to be ashamed of. 2-weight world champ, Ring Magazine belt holder at one point, good fighter. But maybe he's had his day at the top. Teraji looks to me like he's got a lot left at the top. Good fighter. Anyway, this was on in the early hours. If you're in the UK, I mean, the card started about 10 o'clock in the morning on Monday. So you had to get up early to catch it. But I do love these smaller weights. I do love, especially the Japanese cards are so entertaining. There's so many punches thrown. I really love that the lighter weight fighters. And the Japanese have such a lovely style of being offensive, but also having a lot of defensive nous. Because Teraji, even though Budler was throwing a lot of punches, Teraji wasn't taking that many at all. He was catching them on the gloves, he was dodging them, he was using his feet well. I like the Japanese style. I think Japanese style is something that's often quite underrated when it comes to teaching young kids how to fight. Anyway, comments below. Thank you for your time as always. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, please do. I love reading your comments, so leave them, I'll answer them. And hit the like button, like the video if you liked it. And please spread the word about Joe Stunner Boxing. Ask everyone you know to subscribe and we'll build the channel up. Love doing the videos, and I'll catch you later. Bye for now.